Hey, this week I'm going to introduce Craig Black,
Yeah.
who is a fantastic lettering artist and typographer. And Craig was the guy who got the phone call whenever we needed to make this thing behind us, the logo. But we kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do with the logo before we gave you a shout, but we very quickly hit against a problem that only you could solve. We knew we wanted to make it a serif stencil font.
Mm-hmm.
Because we wanted to get across the idea of the speed that we work at. So we're a creative consultancy that works in hybrid teams with clients. Kind of clients have called us things like a creative SWAT team, which is a good way of thinking if you look at that logo, cool, creative SWAT team. And the name gets across a lot. The name, people always say, the CreateFuture, you think about transformation, you think about creativity. But the other sides of it, the fact that it is professional as a consultancy, but also we work at pace, were some of the bits that we wanted to get across, which is a lot to pack into a logo.
It does.
So the bit where it all fell apart was whenever we started trying to remove elements, which is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it is. The biggest challenge is when you're taking parts away from a letter form, the balance goes off.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you do things like that, you need to kind of mold it together and make sure there's a balance in the weight correction. So that was the kind of biggest challenge in this identity, was making sure it was lined up correctly and there's a more unified weight across the whole letter forms. So lining up certain parts of the letter forms at the end of the T to the U, all kind of worked out really nicely in the end, kind of thing.
Yeah, exceptionally nicely. It's the effort that goes into making something that people don't notice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if people even notice that some of these, like the crossbar on the A or the bar on the R, or half of the U's are missing, or even the fact that I love the fact that U catches up to the T and flows through. And there's a design principle in this, is the Gestalt principles, which is in cognitive psychology, where if something is missing where it's usually meant to be, the brain fills in the gap, and so it will notice that that's not there. It'll fill it in and not tell you consciously that it's missing, but it'll take a little bit longer, so it's going to notice it a bit more. And also things like that, it will want to connect the flowing lines. So whenever we thought we wanted to take away some of the bits because we wanted to make the logo feel like it wasn't finished yet, it all sort of fell apart. You do an awful lot of different pieces of type work. Is it all technical like this? Is it all about creating fantastic logos? Or do you get involved in other pieces of type?
No, I do a wide variety of stuff, from branding work, packaging, installations, murals, large-scale murals, which is really fascinating, from the small kind of technical stuff, and how you can take a design from a screen to a large-scale wall, which is really quite interesting. So it's a varied kind of portfolio of work that I've got. Like I said, anything that does kind of typographic or lettering based, whether it's branding, packaging, installation and murals, I love to take that on. And I love the constant challenge of doing different things, whether it's a kind of technical piece, especially with the branding, the CreateFuture logo. I love the kind of finer details that goes into that and what makes it so unique. But also on the flip side, I love getting the paints out and actually painting on walls, and the physical
messy.
challenge and getting messy. Yeah, so I love all these different challenges that come across in this kind of career of mine. Yeah.
Well, there are very, very few folk in the UK that have the skills that this man has. So if you're in need of it, give him a call.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for all your help.
No, thank you very much. So bring me on board. Brilliant.